What is going on? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show live Friday night edition, the Start Bench Show. One of two. We do this at midnight Eastern on Friday night. We do this on midnight on Saturday nights as well, midnight Eastern, both Friday and Saturday, every single Friday and Saturday. In fact, here's my live stream schedule. If you want to see it, I'm live at least 4 nights a week. Tuesday, Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Midnight, both Friday and Saturday Eastern. So I'm here for you. Mr. Punch in the building. Let's punch the intro, then get to week 5 start bench news. You name it. Let's go. Let's do it. We're doing it live.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back.
You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
I'm Smitty. Take a lap. What is going on? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. We got a bunch of you in the room already. Doobie, Mark Cleveland, Xavier, Official, E111, Lucas, Kevin, Steven, Mr. Punch, first in the room. Proud to have you all here. Let's do this week 5 style. So, super chats, as usual, will be brought to the forefront. Go ahead and leave me an Instagram. Where it is. It's right there. Leave me an Instagram message. Voicemails will be played, and I will give advice based on the Instagram voice messages you all drop. If you just go to Instagram, search for the Fantasy Football Show, send me a message and drop me a voice message, and I will play it and answer your question here on the show. So let's get right into the week 5 stuff. I've got some injury news to talk about. We talked about it earlier today, but I think these are all players that are worthy of speaking to multiple times. We got Mr. Russell Wilson out for potentially maybe even 8 weeks. This could be an 8-week thing. Where is that piece of news? Right? Where is that? That's the AJ Brown stuff. Russell Wilson out potentially. Where is that? I just had it. I don't know where it went. I'll have to grab that screenshot again. But Russell Wilson out potentially 4 to 8 weeks. We don't know if it's 8 weeks. We don't know if it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It could be anywhere in between. But what's that mean for DK Metcalf? Is DK Metcalf, and let's put DK Metcalf's name up on screen because that's what we're going to talk about right now. And Russell Wilson. What's that mean for DK? What's that mean for Russell Wilson owners? Should people be freaking out about DK Metcalf and selling him? A lot of people have been DMing me on that. Like, hey, do I get rid of DK? What do we do with DK? You know the drill. Hey, Smitty, what do we do with DK? You start DK. DK looked fine. And in fact, during the game when Russell Wilson hurt the finger, okay, he went to the sideline. He was kind of warming up. He was holding a tennis ball, doing some exercises, trying to see if he could get back in the game. Geno Smith was driving. Geno Smith was doing pretty well. And I said, I was live on Instagram. I said to everybody watching, I said, I don't know if I want Russell Wilson coming right back in this very second. Of course, I want him back in for the long term, of course. But I'm like, this very moment, let's see what Geno's doing. He's feeding DK. He looks pretty good. Let's just see what happens with Geno right now. Russell Wilson's hurt, like if Russell Wilson was healthy, I wouldn't be pushing for Geno Smith to stay in there. But since he got hurt his finger, I'm like, let Geno cook. And Russell Wilson always gets to cook. Give Geno a chance to cook in the kitchen a little bit. So Geno goes out, looks pretty good. Geno feeds DK Metcalf over and over and over and does pretty well. The two have a very good connection. I don't know that Geno and Tyler Lockett even talk. Like DK's on Geno Smith's speed dial on his cell phone. I think he's probably in his top 5 contacts if I had to guess. I think DK and Geno, they talk often. I think Geno's on on DK's emergency contact list. This feels very comfortable to me. Like, I'm okay with this relationship they got going on here. It's very, very, very solid. Lockett, I don't know if he knows Lockett exists. So for right now, I'm not freaking out if I'm a DK owner, maybe a Lockett owner, because Lockett's a special talent in a special way. DK's special in his own ways too. But Lockett and Russell Wilson, they got to thread needles more, to get things done. Lockett's a very unique individual, a different kind of wide receiver. And I don't know, I'm not saying that Lockett won't do well under Russell Wilson, but clearly we know DK can. And so I'm not freaking out about DK Metcalf. I'm not. Russell Wilson owners, on the other hand, hopefully you have a good backup. I always promote getting a solid backup quarterback. I'm not one that likes to leave it to the scrubs. I like to have a Jalen Hurts. I like to have a guy like Heineke who's playing well. Heineke could be picked up off waivers right now. Considering Madison over Jameis in my super flex, of course I would. I wouldn't balk at that, Mr. Punch. I mean, I know quarterbacks tend to score more in general. And Winston could have a big, decent game, but he could also flop. So I'm feeling like this is a good move. If Madison plays and starts, pal, I'm fine with that. Okay, so we got Russell Wilson. We know that update's in. We know DK's good. So let's close that out and move on to the next piece of news. Thank you, Mr. Punch, for exactly 0 wide receivers active. Yeah, bro, I'm fine. Mr. Punch. Gino was staring at DK. They're staring at each other the whole game. I'm telling you, they're pretty good friends. I think these guys potentially are on each other's speed dials on their cells, man. I think they got a direct connect right to each other. This is not a relationship that needs to be cultivated. They know each other. I don't understand how it looks so smooth, but Gino walked in and said, DK, here it comes. Just throws it up. DK grabs it. Knew how to place it for DK. He knew how DK liked his football to be delivered, is basically what I came out of this game thinking. I came out thinking, I'm okay with this. I think Gino's going to look to him often. What's up, Joel? I'm okay with it. All right, another super chat by Mr. Punch. I think I got that one. No, I didn't. I need help, Smitty. I'm not just with fantasy, but we'll stick with fantasy for now. Half PPR, you need help, not just for fantasy. Well, bro, I've got a psych degree if you need help. As I say, I didn't attend all the classes all the time, but bro, I absorbed a little bit. I might be able to help you out. We'll stick with fantasy for now. Half PPR. I have Madison on my bench and Mike Davis starting. Thoughts? Well, I mean, if Madison's starting, you're plugging him in, bro. Like, it's not even a question. He's a top 5 to 10 running back play. Anytime Madison's on the field starting football games, man, you put him in. You put him in like he's a top 10 running back. Just with confidence, shove him in there. Don't even look back. I mean, it's about as smooth as Geno Smith and DK tossing footballs back and forth. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to think about Lockett though. Geno wasn't necessarily looking Lockett's way. That could change. I mean, give him some practices and it might be a whole different thing in the next coming week. Good life advice. I would say make sure you're doing what makes you happy, Colby. Make sure you don't settle on what you do. Make sure you like what you do. Make sure your goal, right? Your goal is to try and have a job that doesn't feel like work. You know what I mean? Or at least have that job set you up enough to where it lets you be and act how you want outside of work. Like, some people like to have a job they can shut off and not take home, and sometimes, like someone like me, like, I love what I do. It doesn't feel like work, but I live it 24 hours a day. Like, I literally am. You gotta enjoy it though. So life advice, just make sure you're doing what makes you happy, or at least it sets you up so your home life is so happy and set up that it makes it worth it. Good to see you, Smitty. Thank you, Efren. Appreciate you. I need help too. Not just with fantasy. Well, Mark, you need to come on. You can sit in the chair here, the virtual chair, and I will listen to your problems. If anybody would like to leave me a voice message about that, we'll go to the psych chair. We don't have to talk always about football. You just tell me what you need, and I got your back. Mr. Punch says, so Madison, Davis, Jameis, Winston, which two are you taking? Davis who? Mike Davis? I'm starting Jameis and Madison if I'm picking between those two. I'm not trusting Mike Davis all that much right now. Although they are out without Ridley, who knows if they use Mike Davis a whole lot more and shove Cordero Patterson out at wide receiver only. That could work. That could happen. That could make Mike Davis have a surprise, a little outing. I'm not holding Mike Davis back all that much. I mean, if you got a weak flex spot, like, he can play for you. Like, I'm not opposed to that. But when you're talking about in a super flex, Mike Davis or Winston, I'm going with the quarterback. But, you know, Mike Davis could have some flex appeal, I suppose. Start Schultz or Fant. Give me Schultz, pal. Chenault or Knox. Give me Chenault. I think he's going to do pretty well. What's up, Scott? Am I sitting Tunyon this week? In a couple leagues, I'm not. A couple leagues, I got him out there. He got dropped in a few leagues where I was pretty weak at tight end. I picked him up. I'm playing him. I know there's only 4. He scored a touchdown already this year. He hasn't flopped for 3 straight weeks. He hasn't flopped for 4 straight weeks. He does have 3 very bad weeks, under 10 yards. I don't know what's going on with that, but I do know that A-Rod is going to eventually rekindle this relationship, like the fire that we got going over here. I feel very confident that this is how the Aaron Rodgers and Tunyon relationship is going to be. It's going to start getting heated here soon between the two. I think we're going to have some good production, good rapport between them brewing. Just give them some time. Trade Taylor for Swift. Taylor Swift. Trade Taylor Swift. That's what I see there. Trade Taylor Swift. Trade Taylor for Swift. Give me Jonathan Taylor. There's risk on both sides. And if you say, Smitty, how can you say that about Swift? Well, he's banged up. They just came out and said they want to run Jamal more. I'm not saying I don't like Swift at the right value or level, but JT, I feel, has a little bit more upside. They both are very risky, to be quite honest. I'm not, like, excited about either, but in a situation where I'm buying low or I'm holding, you know, it is what it is. Herbert or Lance? Give me Herbert. I like Lance. We're really excited about Lance. If you drafted your quarterback and he got hurt, let's see, you got Russell Wilson and Lance, you're good to go. But I'm not sitting Herbert. Top three, 4 quarterback. I think y'all are overreacting on Dalton. Over Dalton. What do you mean there, Heavy Flows? What are we overreacting about on Dalton? Show I gotta choose between Max Williams, Ricky Seals-Jones, and Uzama, thanks to Kittle. I'm going Max Williams in this scenario. I'm not loving the whole selection here. I don't like anybody there, but I mean, Max, at least I feel like there's a shot. Hawkinson or Schultz, you got to go Hawkinson. You can't sit him. Mr. Punch, I feel like Davis will have. Thank you, Mr. Punch, again. All the super chats. You're keeping the fire going, pal, here at the Fantasy Football Show. Mr. Punch is buying virtual. Why won't this click? Virtual fire logs with these super chats tonight. Like, he's keeping the virtual fires going. I mean, this fire's really, really large today because this man, Mr. Punch, keeps dropping the firewood super chats here. I feel like Davis will have a solid week, but I would have to start him over one of these guys. A.J. Brown. Are you talking about Mike Davis? A.J. Brown, Najee. I wish you guys had put M. Davis or C. Davis, Corey Davis. Like, it really would help. Just saying. When you talk about Davis, you're talking about guys like that. I don't really know. I'll speak to both. How's that, Mr. Punch? You deserve that. Out of all people, Mr. Punch, you deserve both explanations. So, do I start A.J. Brown, Najee Harris, Damian Harris, A.B., Jameis already started, DK and Collins. Mike Davis, I think you're talking about, and I might start Mike Davis over Damien Harris, I guess, but I kind of lean Damien. I don't trust Mike right now. It's Mike Davis. Thank you, Mr. Punch. Mr. Punch follows up his super chats with more super chats. He's just this guy's buying all kinds of digital firewood for the show. I mean, dude just keeps feeding. Appreciate you. And we got Mark Cleveland, and also another big supporter of the show. He wants to send Bill. You guys know Bill by now. Bill's becoming a staple conversation. Guy makes the worst offers, sends them to me, and then sends me like a decent one, and it looks so much better than I think because I'm getting such bad offers from him over and over. He sends me something that's like not even something I want to accept, but because I've been traumatized by his offers for so long, I'm like, oh my God, here's a good offer. But it's not. It's just, it's the psychology. I'm going over the psychology of all this. But what it ends up doing, Bill, is it just makes me not trust that a good offer's coming in. You know what I mean, pal? So, like, it's not a good tactic. It's not a good tactic. But Bill, send Bill Gibby and Claypool for Chubb. I would do that. I would do that if I'm you because Gibby's hurt right now. Chubb, you probably draft over Gibby by a pretty decent amount, and Claypool ain't moving the needle, pal. Not moving that meter at all. You need to go and get Chubb. And he's a risk, but so is Gibby. Chubb's a better risk right now than Gibby. He's a less of a risk. So I would do that. Bill, let's see. Bill of money, haha. I don't know what we're talking about here. Is that Bill? Is that you, Bill? Kenneth says Mr. Punch is dropping the firewood on the show. I'm going to say get Chubb. I think the chat's going to agree with me, too. AB or Madison. If Cook sits, you go Madison. If Madison is starting, you start Madison, plain and simple. And as for this question, Mr. Punch, I'm going to say D. No, it's tough. Guys, let's help Mr. Punch out. Please raindrop a question in here. Give us your answer. Mike Davis or Damien Harris? Mike Davis or Damien Harris? Please drop it in the chat for Mr. Punch. Please, Mr. Punch deserves our groupthink on this one. Even Kellen says Mr. Punch is the GOAT, essentially. So, let's help him out. Hunt or Connor? I'm going to go Hunt by a decent amount, even though Connor could have a day. I like Connor. I don't mind getting Connor in the flex, but Hunt's like a running back too. Jamar Chase or Mike Davis? Jamar Chase, pretty easy. Anything could happen, but that's an easy call. Start Javonte Williams. Oh, where did that go? Javonte Williams or Hubbard? That's a really good one. I would say, man. Javonte Williams or Hubbard. Is that Denver game at home? Why am I blanking out on this? No, it's in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go Chuba Hubbard, buddy. Chuba Hubbard. And it looks like Damien Harris, Davis. Come on, let's get some more votes for Mr. Punch. Mike Davis, Harris. Damien Harris has lost his O-line. Harris. Wow. This is crazy. It was like Davis. Now it's Harris. And then a Hubbard all day on that Hubbard question. I don't know, Mr. Punch. I'm going to go ahead and say Mike Davis is probably like a little bit safer, whereas Damien Harris, probably has way more ceiling, but more risk. Like Damien Harris, could drop 8 yards. He could drop like 8 yards, man. High risk guy. But he could also get 110 and 2 touchdowns. Whereas I think with Cordero Patterson doing what he's doing, Mike Davis feels like you're going to feel very fortunate, and it could happen that he gets a touchdown and like 45, 50 yards. maybe 60 yards total. And that'll feel fortunate, but you'll be like, good start. Way to go. Thanks for pulling through. Whereas Damien's going to get you the 8 yards and get you not even 1 point. Or he's going to get you like 25. So you kind of got to pick your poison there. I'd probably roll with Damien if I had to. Thank you, Derek, with the super chat. You beast, you. I'd probably go with Damien, pal. I think it's just the safer play. Derek with the super chat. If I miss the super chat, yell at me. Full 12-team, full PPR QB Dak, Zeke, Hunt, Harris, Hunt. You got two Hunts, bro? Solid. Wide receivers are Hopkins, Thielen, Sutton, Myers, Renfro, Crowder, Stash, Gordon, and then tight end Waller. I'm 2-2 and he changes. Okay, so Dak, and then you got Zeke, Hunt, and Harris. Hopkins, Thielen. I don't know that you can make a lot of moves right here. Probably try and trade, like, I'd probably let Damien drop a big game here. I don't know that you're going to get a move done this week. If Thielen and Damien Harris both do well, I bet you could turn that into something solid. You could also gamble on the fact that Ridley's going to rebound, and you could go after Ridley right now from a very disappointed owner, pal. Go offer Renfro and, like, Damien Harris for Ridley. That's the play, Derek. Go exploit that Ridley owner, because you're going to maybe sit Renfro and maybe sit Harris anyway. You're contemplating all these, so why not just cash them both in for a guy that you can wait 2 weeks on? I'd go after Ridley. That's a good move. And I appreciate your super chat, Derek. Past that, wait for Damien and Thielen to gain value and then trade them in heading into week 6. Caleb, Debo, Edmonds, Goddard for Diggs and Javonte Pitts. Debo, Edmonds, Goddard, punch it, bro. Punch it. First of all, you could argue Pitts and Goddard are going to be equal. You could argue one over the other. In fact, I like Pitts going forward. And you take Ridley out of the equation, it's going to mature. Pitts is going to be forced to learn on Sunday. He's going to do well. I like Pitts a lot right here. Moving forward, week 5 on Pitts. Give me Pitts at the value you're paying. So I'm going to break down the second part of the trade first. But Javonte and Diggs over the... Yeah, punch that. Then traded Pitts, Patterson, and Jamar Chase for Kittle and Higgins. That I don't know about, buddy. That one I'm going to be honest on, Caleb. I mean, I know you didn't know Kittle was going to be out, but I like Pitts right now because Kittle's hurt. I feel like Pitts could maybe be better than Kittle on the year moving forward. Not in the past, but moving forward. And Patterson and Jamar Chase crush Higgins. So, like, you might have lost on all sides of that part of that deal, but I absolutely love the first deal. I think all in all, you're still ahead and you still did good. But that second deal, I think, was for trading for a big name, buddy. I think you're trading for a big name. I think that's what you got. You Devlin, James Devlin's in the house. So Caleb, I love the first move though. I love the first move. James Devlin, extreme help. James, you always need extreme help. James, it is always a dire emergency. Just a crazy emergency for you. The capital letters, you come in, it's always like there's no one else that has the emergency you're going to have each and every week. Smitty, I need extreme help, please. Standard League, Michael Carter or Hubbard. You don't need help because Hubbard's the easy call, James. You don't even need my help. I don't need to help you on this. You can help yourself by putting in the better player. Hubbard's going to get the volume. Okay, he's going to get the volume, James Devlin. No need to scream. And why is your name not in capitals? Why is everything you do, say, and react all in capital letters but your own name? Does YouTube not let you put capital letters? I don't know. Maybe they don't allow it, but I think maybe you should look into that so it matches up because it doesn't flow well when you see James Devlin and then everything else you do and say and how you act is screaming. Just looking for some consistency out of you, James, because that's what you bring to the table is consistency. We know what you're going to do. We know you're coming in screaming. But put Chuba Hubbard in. Chubbard. It's easier to say Chubbard. Chuba Hubbard. Chubbard. Put Chubbard in. Lap time, says Kellen. Trey Sermon or Elijah Mitchell. Eli Mitchell's, if he's starting, he's getting more work than I think Sermon's going to get, but we don't know for sure. This is Shanahan we're talking about. take a lap. James Devlin says hit the thumbs up. Moss or Darren Williams. Moss or Darren. That was tricky. I almost thought that was Damien. Darren Williams for the Chiefs, huh? Give me Moss. Give me that touchdown production. What should I do with Woods? Either hold them or sell high. I think Bobby Trees, Roberto Woods proved himself on Thursday. So I think we're pretty good leaving him in your lineup. I think he's a good wide receiver 3. But if he wasn't your wide receiver 3, I'm going to go ahead and venture to say, using my psychology degree, that this question it's coming from the fact that you didn't start him, which isn't a bad thing. You just had better options, whatever, safer options, but you wouldn't say this if you started him. This is not the comment of a man who started Robert Woods, Bobby Trees in week 5. This is the comment of somebody that doubted him. He scored, and now you're more upset at him because he did well. You're actually more angry that he did well than when he did bad. You are probably, and be honest with me, because I love the honesty. That's better than anything, pal. Be honest with me. You were actually, somehow, you struggled with it, but you were rooting against him when he was catching, because he was on your bench. You didn't want him to score. You know that feeling we all get? We all fall victim to it. We're human beings. But you actually are rooting against your player. You're like, stop scoring. You're on my bench. Stop doing it. Save something for the rest of the year. Can you hold a little bit of it for week 6, please? But saying this, and again, I'm not going at you at all. You probably have really good options. If you can't put them in your lineup, then trade them. Trade them high. So, great question, actually. It's actually a really good question coming off of a big week. And I think if you drop, first of all, let me know if I'm right, and then drop your team, and let's see if we can try and come up with a trade idea for you. James Devlin says, what's up, Seclan? I am eating pizza right now in capital letters. Zinski says, trading away Swift and Woods for Adams. What? Much for D Adams? Oh, too much for D Adams. It's like much for T. Swift and Woods for Adams? No, that's not too much. It's not too much. I mean, you could argue it's enough. LOL, this week is my bye week, but thanks for the advice. Hey, King Slayer, tell me your team though, bro. Let's work up a trade for you, pal. Hit that like button, says Blackbeard. Blackbeard in the house. Drop Damien Williams or Jeff Wilson for Jeff Wilson. Or no, drop Damien Williams or Jeff Wilson. Have to lose. PPR, have to lose what? Have to lose what? I have Kamara, Mixon, Henderson, Javonte, and Jamal Williams. Drop Damien Williams or Jeff Wilson. If I had to drop one of those guys, I'd probably drop Damien, because how long is he going to help you? You know, I know he could start for a couple weeks here, but Jeff Wilson could also starting for the rest of the year. I don't know. It's a tough one. You know what? For right now, I'm going to say Damien Williams. If you can, you might need him with Mixon banged up, with Hendy often getting banged up. You might need Damien Williams before you're going to need Jeff Wilson. So Damien Williams for now, but monitor Jeff Wilson. You can't put Jeff Wilson on your IR. That sucks if you don't have an IR spot. Super chats here. Caleb, Derek, thank you for the super chats, people. Kevin, super chat. Thank you for this one, pal. That question. Kevin, I'm going to start CeeDee Lamb this week because I have a gut feeling he's going to drop bombs all over the field. Kevin, you are not wrong. Kevin, you are not misled, and you should certainly start CeeDee Lamb. You should certainly put in a top 10 wide receiver into your lineup. Kevin, I Smitty approve you starting your stud. I Smitty approve it, Kevin, and I appreciate your super chat. And anybody that's contemplating putting CeeDee Lamb on their bench needs to come out and say that and put the receipt right on the screen so that we can look back and reflect on it later for a good chuckle, because CeeDee Lamb's a top 10 wide receiver. Top 10. Didn't really like the second part of the trade either, but I had Ridley, Pitts, Patterson, and felt like limited my ceiling on all in one team. Yeah, but what you got to remember, Caleb, And this is a thing that I think everybody struggles with from time to time. This is not just you. But you got to remember that you don't have to make a move now, Caleb. You can wait 1 week or 2 weeks or a week and a half. Like, just because you hold on to that many Falcons for till week 4 or week 7 or week 6 or whatever doesn't limit you all year. Everyone feels like they got to make the move now. I got to get everything nice and tidy and in order right now, when, you know, if you wait a little bit, you're probably going to get a lot more and opportunity is going to emerge. But you did really good on the first trade. Just want to emphasize that, you know. You're not going to win every trade. And sometimes I've done trades where at the end, after making it minutes later, I'm like, I probably shouldn't do that. Derek, my 10-team full PPR QB, Josh Allen, running backs Kamara, Hunt, Fournette, Pollard, Sanders, wide receivers Hopkins, Beasley, Waddle, Amari Cooper, Renfro, Van Jefferson, Goddard. A.J. Brown traded him for Cooper 1 and 3. Had A.J. Brown traded him for Cooper 1 and 3. I probably wouldn't have done that trade, but it's not bad. It's not awful. Like, Cooper could still be that guy. He still could be. A.J. Brown's coming back earlier. You probably did this trade, then found out A.J. Brown's coming back early, I imagine. But I like A.J. Brown a little more, but I don't hate the trade. And Cooper could be fine. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Cooper still... Remember, week 1, people were loving Cooper. Cooper's a top 10 wide receiver. You know, people loved him. Is trading Swift and... Nope, I already got that question. Scott with a super chat. Smitty, I need your help, man. 0.5 PPR, 12-man. I started Collins in my running back 2 spot. Sad face. Choose two running backs, Hubbard, Connor, Damien Williams, and Mixon/P. Ryan. I'm going to go with... Man, Connor's kind of a sneaky play this week. Because if Edmonds sits and they run the ball a ton, the thing is the Niners have a really good, I think, front... defensive front. So I don't know that, like, I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to be through the air. The Niners corners are going to get exposed. I don't think that the Cardinals will have like 110, 120 yard rusher or anything. Like, he could have a touchdown, maybe get 80 yards, 70 yards. It could happen. I'm going to go. Okay. Let's lock in Hubbard. I just feel like he needs to be given a shot here. People are reacting off of Hubbard from last week, and I don't think it's smart. I don't think it's smart to just paint him with this brush of failure when he's still got a real good chance of doing well. Man, this is a tough one. I'm probably gonna go with Connor. Damien Williams. Do we go with Damien Williams? What do you guys think? Damien Williams, Connor, or Hubbard? Choose 2. I'm leaning Chuba Hubbard and Connor. If Edmonds sits. If Edmonds doesn't sit, go Damien Williams. Am I off base there? I don't know if I'm off base there, but let me know what you guys think. Let's help Scott out. Trade Swift for Lamb. That's a pretty even trade for me. I draft both of them right around the same place. I know some would draft Swift higher than Lamb. I get it. That's not me. I'm okay banking on the risky Lamb. Such a risky player to everybody right now. Okay, so your question was about Woods, Truo. So let's get you hooked up here. A-Rod, Hurts are your quarterbacks. I don't know if this is a 2 QB league or what, but AK, you got Alvin Kamara, Zeke, J-Rob, CD, Chase, Woods, Amari, Pittman. I would probably, I like the Pitts and Andrews. I probably would try and trade one of your tight ends. You can get a decent amount for Andrews right now. He could go for a good haul. You do Woods and Andrews for Ridley and stash Ridley on your bench. That's what I do, buddy. I do that right now. I go trade Woods and Andrews for Ridley. Ridley's out a week anyway. Woods is already played. This trade might get accepted and locked up until next week anyway. And then you get this whole, like, Ridley's not playing this week kind of pass. You get a pass on that. And he's got a bye next week, so his owners are really worried about him. I would do that. That would be the move I would make. Or go after using Amari and Andrews, go get Hopkins and then put Pitts in your tight end spot. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If I had that team, that's what I'd do. Hubbard and Damien agree with Smitty. Williams, Connor, and Chuba. Okay, I think we took care of that. I think we crushed that question. There you go, pal. Predict A.J. Brown's stat line. Isn't Seclan the king of asking this question? Seclan, where have you been, buddy? I know you're busy, but, you know, we're family, and you got to make time for family. So, you know, Seclan, we need to see more of you. This is an intervention, to be honest with you. We all came on live here to intervene and have an intervention against you, Seclan. We need you here more often, pal. You're not pulling your weight in this family. You're not here eating snacks like you usually do. Predicted A.J. Brown stat line. Give me 80 and 1 TD. 80 and 1 TD. That's what I'm going to go with. Scott. Appreciate your feedback. Your reaction and contemplation is exactly how I feel, but at least I have these running backs. Happy to have them, Scott said. Scott, let me look at your team again because it's already out of, I already forget what your team was. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Hubbard and Connor. Yeah, I'm leaning Hubbard and Connor. I don't know. Like, we saw what happened with Alex Collins, right? We saw what happened with Chuba Hubbard. But we did see what happened with Madison. So, let me paint that picture. Cook goes down. Backup running back Madison goes in. Top 5 running back numbers. Okay. What do we think? Christian McCaffrey goes down. We're going to see the same thing on repeat for Chuba Hubbard. Didn't happen. Alex Collins goes in. Didn't happen. So Damien Williams going in, we're going to assume is going to happen, right? But then until it happens, maybe Connor is smarter. But that's only if Edmonds sits. If Edmonds doesn't sit, I'd probably go Damien. But thank you for the super chat, Scott. I really appreciate you dropping the love today in the room. I'm feeling it. I got the fire going. Got the super chats rolling in. Mood's really set tonight. I like it. Done deal. Smitty Najee traded for Adams. I mean, you can't go wrong either way. Adams is safe. You know, Najee, the talent's there, but the situation is a little bit so-so. You know, like I love Najee Harris, but Adams is just a little bit of a level up. Little leveling up going on there. So appreciate that, Kevin. Trade Deontay Johnson and Corey Davis for A.J. Brown. That's arguable, but yes, I probably do that. I like A.J. Brown enough. I'll bank on him getting healthy, staying healthy. But, you know, there's risk to that. But Deontay Johnson's a risky guy, too. So I think it's fine. Rock out. I'd do it, pal. Seclan. There he is. Smitty. I've been chatting all night. I have a banana nut muffin and coffee for snacks. Also predict a stat line for Hubbard. I know you're here all night. That's why you're reminding me to say all this, Seclan. I'm just saying, I feel like you've been missing a little more than normal, and I know you're busy, but your family needs you. We're just asking you to come around a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. We just want you to eat your muffin with us at night, pal. Also predict a stat line for Chuba Hubbard and Eckler. We love you too, Seclan. I'm going to say Hubbard, 100 total yards. I don't know if it's going to be like 70-30 or 60-40 or 50-50 or whatever. I'm just going to give you 100 total yards and a touchdown and give me 4 receptions. I think he's going to have a good day. You know, maybe 95 total yards, but 100 total yards and a touchdown isn't that much to ask for. And Eckler, 125 total yards. 125 total yards, a touchdown, 3 or 4 receptions. I think Eckler gets used a lot. And I'm feeling really, really good. About him next week. So let's see here. Who's he playing next week, though? Let me before I spit out that stat line. Eckler. Why am I blanking on this and the Chargers matchup? There we go. Cleveland. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. I'm going to say next week. It's 2 days. I'm going to say 100, yeah, what did I say? 110, 125 total yards and a touchdown for Eckler against the Browns. That's at home. I like that. That's a good matchup. They shutting down all fantasy points? Who, Joe? Yeah, they're not shutting down Eckler. Smitty, I traded away McLaurin and Taylor for Ridley, Lamb, and Monty. Let me put this on screen because I can't even see it. It's so small there. Okay. I traded away McLaurin and Taylor for Ridley, Lamb, and Monty. And I have a lot of depth. McLaurin and Taylor for Ridley, Lamb, and Monty. Ridley, Lamb, McLaurin, Taylor. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, once Ridley and Monty are back, it's going to be decent. But you gave up a lot for now. If you've got the depth to do it, I'm okay with it. James is in desperate need again. James says, Smitty, what snacks do you have? I don't have any snacks. I mean, you can see my desk, James. What snacks do you see in front of you? There's nothing here, pal. There's no snacks here. I don't have any. Smitty, I need extreme help. Of course you do, pal. We're waiting for it. Here we go. Smitty, I got a 4.0 GPA my first semester in the 9th grade. Congrats, man. Congrats. It's better than I did. It's better than I did. You're on your way. You're on your way, James Devlin. Only thing we got to teach you, I don't want you to do it yet. We like you just the way you are. But we're going to teach you where that caps lock is on your keyboard, buddy. That's our goal for the next 3 years left for grades 10, 11, 12, caps lock. When you graduate, we're going to have you type in normal. Look what they do to the Vikings. Let's look at the stats against the run. And let me put it on screen here. Maybe we're not giving the Browns enough respect, it sounds like. Okay, so rushing team defenses. 2021 team defenses. Let's go defense. Let's go rushing. And let's organize that by yards. Let's screenshot that bad boy and drag it on the screen. Okay, here we go. These are through week 4. Well, actually through week 4, and then we got obviously 2 teams that already played. Here are the rushing defensive stats in the NFL. Buccaneers, surprise, 190 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. That ain't no surprise. 1 TD. Zero 20-plus yard runs. 0 40-plus yard runs, which is staggering. Crazy. Browns are solid, 266, but what Eckler brings to the table is that receiving piece. Like, he's kind of like matchup proof, you know what I mean? So Eckler, I don't really curb my expectations or projections too much for a guy like Eckler, just because he goes up against a stout defense, because they could use him in the passing game. So I'm not curbing it. I'm saying 125 total yards and a touchdown for Eckler. Maybe 110, maybe 110 total yards and a touchdown. Let's see what the Browns are against the pass. So passing defense, yardage, still stout, 735 third. That is impressive. 6 TDs though, not horrible. Bills only allowed 3 passing TDs and have 7 INTs. The Browns only have 2 INTs, but have allowed 6 TDs and 735 through 4 games. So 735 yards divided by 4, 735 divided by 4 is 183 yards. Not a lot, but you know what they haven't faced? They haven't faced a guy named Herbert. But good points, Joel. Good points, but I'm going to say I'm going to say Eckler and the Chargers give it to the Browns defense this week. And it's not that crazy to me. I mean, I like the Browns defense. They look good, but they're not invincible. This isn't like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rushing defense where it's not really breakable. It's not really breakable. I got to sit up straight, man. Look at that. I'm like this. Sit up straight, Smitty. 12-man league, traded away Monty plus Pollard for Diggs, Gainwell. My league is going nuts, saying it's not fair. Was before Monty injury. Monty, Pollard for Diggs and Gainwell. I mean, it is what it is, pal. Nice job. Hopefully they don't veto it, Scott, but I like it. I think you did really well. Zinski trading Swift for Chase too low. I think you can get more for Swift, but it's not crazy. Time of possession, yes, sir. But watch what happens. Watch how the Chargers kind of like just have one of those games where you're like, I mean, you could be right, man. You could be right. It's a tougher matchup than I think I let on. I'll say that. But we're only 4 weeks in. You know, these stats can definitely change. And the fact that they've given up 6 TDs and only have 2 INTs makes me think the rushing yards aren't 100% locked in as that being the data you can extrapolate and say they're going to allow 183 passing yards only per game for the rest of the year. I think 4 games isn't enough for me, given that they're still giving up touchdowns. You know, 6 isn't a ton, but I mean, they're still giving it up. It's not like there's 2 or 3 and the fact that they only have 2 INTs, I think Herbert's going to do well. I have both Zeke and Pollard. Do I start both with Zeke's injury? Only get 1 flex spot, or start Myers, Crowder, or Sutton? I might go Pollard and Zeke in this scenario, Derek, only because those guys you're sitting aren't like crazy good starts. They're very quality wide receiver 3 flex plays. Like, I like Myers a lot. Do you guys agree start Zeke and Pollard together, or would you start Zeke and then go Myers, or Zeke and Crowder? If the chat could let him know, that would be helpful. Will you trade Cooks for A-Rob? I probably would. I would take the gamble on A-Rod bouncing back. Thanks again, Seclan. Appreciate you, pal. So let's help out. Let's put this question in the corner. Let's help out Derek and answer that for him. James, you've asked me this question before. Where do you live, James? You said, Smitty, can I have lunch with you in Seclan? Where do you live? I do have an announcement coming soon, though, that might make this a reality. I'm going to have a event, kind of a semi-regular thing where it's lunch or dinner with Smitty, and we just get on Zoom and you purchase a seat at the table, and we all just sit around and we have an hour dinner. So get ready, James. That will be your shot. I'm serious too. That's coming. It's coming. If anybody's interested in that, let me know. I'll be announcing it. 12-man league, traded away Monty, Pollard. Oh, I got that one. Excellent job, buddy. Crushed that trade. All right, we're going to the voicemails. Zeke and Pollard, 30 points between them, though. Zeke and Myers or Crowder. Myers is very safe play, not a big ceiling. Zeke and Myers, Zeke and Jacoby. You're not getting a lot of Zeke and Pollards, man. You're getting a lot of people saying stay away from doing the duo, but I feel like maybe I would do the duo myself because I'd be afraid what happens if Zeke gets banged up and you're guaranteed that production that could kill you to not have it. And Pollard still could get you 6-7 points maybe, even if Zeke's going crazy. Trade Hunt and Waddle for CD and Pollard. I would probably take, it depends, Zachary. If you need a running back, then the Hunt side's great. If you need a wide receiver, the CD side's great. I kind of lean CD and Pollard if I had to pick one side, though. But I mean, they're set up nicely so that both sides are pretty decently weighed out. Let's go to the voicemails. Let's go to the voicemails.
Here we are again, man, seeking your wisdom.
Here we are.
Seeking your expertise, man. I'm 1-3 in my PPR league, my man. So I really, really need your help. I'll tag you on a picture of my entire team. Who do I start? Who do I bench? Too many names to go through in one little message.
Yeah, these need to be quicker, Munoz.
You can help me out, man.
We can't.
SOS, Smitty. SOS.
I'm gonna help you, JC, because you're the man. But yeah, we need quicker content than this. Murray, Boyd, Crowder, Gainwell, Madison. That lineup is pretty bad, bro. You got Cook on the bench, Madison in the lineup. I get that. Mixon on the bench, A-Rob on the bench. Like, you got hit hard, bro. But Crowder, Boyd. I probably put A-Rob in for Boyd personally if Higgins plays. Okay, so I know Boyd could do well. I just, that's the way I feel. Crowder, and you can put Boyd on the bench or Crowder on the bench. You pick. But I probably go with one of those wide receivers and A-Rob in there. Your running backs are Madison and Gainwell. You might want to put Javonte Williams in there at the moment, but who knows? I mean, Gainwell's a good play. I like Gainwell. And then you have Mike Williams on the bench, bro. What are you doing there? What are you doing there? After 1 week, what am I? Just see Mike Williams there? After 1 week? 1 week, you're going to put Mike Williams on the bench? Munoz, what's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you? This guy was in everyone's top 5. Everybody's yelling how amazing Mike Williams is. And then now, one bad game, and he gets sent to the bench. I overlook him going over your roster because he's buried on the bench. You got to get Mike Williams in there. You got to get A-Rob in there. These are guys you drafted really high. I like Renfro, Boyd, Crowder. I probably go with A-Rob and Mike Williams and Renfro at wide receiver. I probably go with Javonte and Madison or Cook, obviously, and then I roll with that. That's how I treat that team. Okay, next question here. We got Joel.
Hey, Smitty, it's Joel. I agree with you on the sample size of Cleveland's defense. The only thing that the ultimate reason I'm concerned is with their run game, they tend to speed the game up, and it just seems like they dominate time of possession, therefore not leaving the other teams as much time and opportunity to score many points. So that's the point I was getting at.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Like, you could make arguments like that I don't see everything, and I certainly can get my mind swayed through anybody's content. That includes content from you guys. I will say that Herbert's special, and Herbert and Eckler and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, and the fact that, I mean, where's their defense? Where's the Chargers defense against the pass? The Chargers are, I think they're right around middle. No, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 5th. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 5th against the pass in yards. And they have 2 more INTs than Cleveland, and they have the same amount of passing touchdowns that they surrender. The key will be the run, but rushing yards. The Chargers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th from the bottom. So 558. Giving up 558, but only 2 rushing touchdowns. So I guess the question will be, how well will they run against the Chargers? If they run really well, really fast, maybe they do get the ball back quicker than we think. I don't know. I kind of feel like it all depends, Joel, on whether the Chargers get up big early. If the Chargers get up big early, which is possible, and then they can't run as much. Then you got a good passing defense going up against Baker, who I think could maybe falter. Then you have a whole different dynamic there. So you're right in the sense that if Cleveland's up big and running the ball, Herbert will be forced to throw more, which could phase Eckler out a little bit, but they could lean on Eckler. So not a crazy take. I like where you're going with it. You have some good logic to it. I definitely think I could argue both sides for sure. Like, you bring up good points. Heading into the Cards game Sunday, any advice for that? Heading to the Cards game. Get ready to cheer for Kyler and for Hopkins. Hopkins is going to catch a touchdown pass and I think have a good 90 yards, hopefully. I like Hopkins a lot in this game and moving forward. So, Clan, tell him I said hello. Bring lots of snacks. Enjoy the show. Send me a picture. Tag me on Instagram. Super chat from King. Thank you, King. 12-team, full PPR, QB, Dak, Trey Lance, running backs, Dalvin Cook, Zeke, Javonte Williams, Madison, wide receivers, Diggs, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Allen Robinson. What is this, a 4-man league? It's a 12-team, full PPR. 12-team? Christopher, bro, you talk to your grandma and your stepdad and your baby cousins and even your, how did you draft this team? This is crazy. Like, did people like cut guys like Justin Jefferson? Is that Julio Jones, JJ? That might be Julio Jones. That can't be Justin Jefferson. How would you get A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Diggs, Zeke, and Dalvin Cook and Dak all on the same team? And you're 2-2. What? You're 2-2. Oh my God. That's crazy. Christopher, I love the squad, number one. I love the squad. Christopher, I'm joking with you. I mean, you crushed it. I've got a league that's a 12-team league, and I feel like I got a similar team, so I'm mostly joking with you. But in that league, in fairness, Monty was dropped. I traded for Gibson really low, and he hasn't done well, and he's got a fractured shin, so it's not like that trade worked out for me. But I get how this can happen, but that team's crazy, bro. If I'm you, I trade A-Rob and A.J. Brown and try. I mean, what do you upgrade though? Trade A-Rob or A.J. Brown to get Mahomes or Josh Allen from Dak. That's the only thing you can do. Go get Kelsey instead of Hawkinson. So let Allen Robinson go off and trade Allen Robinson and Hawkinson for Kelsey. Those are your only moves to make. So the team's fire. That's Fire King. What are you doing over there? What are you doing back there? Just drafting that team. Conklin, Pittman, Jamal, Pitts, Lat Murray, Ruggs. I'm joking with you, right, King? God, that team is fire, King. It's insane. Conklin, Pittman, Jamal, or Pitts, Lat Murray, Ruggs. Pittman, Jamal. Yeah, give me Pitts. Give me the upside of Pitts. Lat Murray's a good TD guy. Where's King at? King, I want to know how you got that team. I want to know how you got that team, King. Please tell us. It's a clan. Again, thank you. Where's King at? I'm waiting for King's response. Jordan, sent you a voice message on IG, brother. I'm lost for words. By the way, I have been in my league mate's ears for several weeks. Okay. Thank you, pal. I'm going to check your message right now. Call and send a voice message, okay? Amari Cooper stat line, and yes, I traded A.J. Brown before I heard the news of him coming back. Yeah, I can understand that. And I would have probably advised you to do that had I thought A.J. Brown would be out for like another 2 or 3 weeks, which you didn't really know. So, Amari Cooper would have been better if you needed to get wins. So, that was kind of unexpected that A.J. Brown returned. Where's King? King, where are you, King? I want to know how you got that team. It's phenomenal. And I appreciate you. And I thank you for the super chat, King. I appreciate you, buddy. Where's King? King, can you leave me a voice message with how you got that team? We would love to hear it. Tariq.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty? It's Tariq. Hope all is going well. I just wanted to get advice from you quickly if I should put Elijah Mitchell at my flex or Dalvin Cook's backup Madison, pending if he's out. If not, I also have Jalen Waddle or Jacoby Myers. Just let me know your thoughts for this weekend on my flex position. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I mean, if let me hear the first part again.
What's going on, Smitty? It's Tariq. Hope all is going well. I just wanted to get advice from you quickly if I should put Elijah Mitchell at my flex or Dalvin Cook's backup Madison.
So if Cook's out, it's Madison by a mile. I mean, Madison is the play. Madison's the play. There's no question about it. But if Madison doesn't play, you got to tell me what other options you might have, Tariq. But Mitchell's not bad as long as everything's trending in the direction it appears to be trending. So appreciate your question, and Madison is a must start. Like, I absolutely love Madison. Here's Jordan Roberts with the super chat. Or the...
Yo, Smitty, back at it again.
Yep.
All right, I sent you 2 screenshots.
Okay.
This is an 0-4 team. I really need your
0-4
expertise on this.
0-4, okay. He's got Lamar, Kamara, Najee Harris, A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, Schultz, Jamar Chase. I mean, that's a good team. Bench, you got A-Rob, Myers, Mike Thomas waiting. How are you 0-4? I see it right there. It's 0-4. Here's the squad. Lamar, Kamara, Harris, A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson. Come on, Claire. Schultz, Jamar Chase. I mean, that's a good squad. I mean, you can't sell A.J. Brown coming off injury. You can't sell Deontay Johnson coming off some inconsistency. You could sell Jamar Chase maybe. But for what? You got Kamara, you got Harris, you got 2 top 5 potential running backs. Yeah, I do think that highly of Najee Harris. I do. Where's King? King! Is King still here? I'm waiting for King. King, send me a DM. I want to hear the story behind getting this team, man. You just blasted everybody in your league. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you to do. I mean, you could maybe trade A-Rob and Najee for like, I mean, is it even, should you just keep Najee or do you want to get like an Aaron Jones? Like, you could trade Deontay and A-Rob or Deontay and Jamar Chase for like an Adams or a Hill or, someone at that level. I mean, Deontay and A-Rob would be the move. I don't see any other moves right now for you because Kamara and Harris I like a lot. Lamar I like a lot. I don't want I believe him. I don't want proof. I just want to talk to him about it because it's a phenomenal squad. Where's he at? Where is he at? I'm looking for King. I hope we didn't take offense to it. Christopher King. Where you at, Christopher? I appreciate a super chat. I hope we didn't take that the wrong way. I always feel like sometimes my reactions are like I don't mean it in a bad way.
Hey, Smitty. Herbert.
There's King.
Brady. And KB doesn't start.
Hold on, Colin. King takes priority for a second, okay? I'm sorry, King. I'm sorry, Colin. King's responding with a super chat. Traded Claypool for A-Rod also. Bro. Like it. King. Oh, look at it. He's even got the Jordans. Like King only, nothing but the best for this guy, Christopher. Nothing but the best. He's got Jordans. Look at those crisp, pearly white Jordans right there. Nothing but the best. This guy won't draft a team if it's not full of first rounders. Like he just won't even play. Nothing but the best for Christopher. Insane. Christopher, leave me a voicemail on Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. We're playing the DMs. We're playing the voice messages from Instagram. I want you to tell me in a DM how you got that team. Explain it in like 60 seconds. What did you do? Did you take grandma, shove her out the running car, hold her head out the window? Give me Justin Jefferson now. How did you do this, King?
Should I start A-Rob, Mike Davis, Corey Davis, or Galladay?
A-Rob, Mike Davis, Corey Davis, or Galladay. I mean, I think I got that right. I kind of feel like A-Rob. I feel like this is going to be that Woods all over again. Bobby Trees, everybody freaking out. You know what I mean? Kind of feel like it's going to be that situation. Scott with the super chat. Scott, I appreciate you, pal. I'm the commissioner in the league. The Monty trade. So half the league was mad saying I'm boosting my team for Diggs. Was it fair in your opinion? Look, before Monty went down, if someone wants to trade Montgomery, healthy Montgomery, who was a top 4 running back last year, who was turning out to be a top 5 running back this year at the beginning part of the year, Fort Diggs, who struggled at the beginning of the year and finally turned it around, but not for the whole year. He hasn't been doing it all year. So, I mean, no, that deal is fine. That deal is fine. There's nothing wrong at all. Whoops. Mad saying that, yeah, boosting his team. You're fine, man. You're fine, Scott. What are you saying? Evio. Joe, thank you for the super chat, pal. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Captain Spock. Diego, thank you, Diego. Thank you, ABD. Abdallah, am I saying that right, Abdallah? Rodney with a super chat. Scott, I think I answered that one already. Scott, you're fine. You didn't do anything wrong. At the time, before, you're talking about before the Monty injury, you're fine. Before the Monty injury, you couldn't have possibly known that was going to go down, buddy. Okay. Half PPR, pick 2. Mike Williams, A.J. Brown, or Damien Harris. Also, Herbert or Kirk. Herbert over Kirk if you're talking about Superflex spot. Heck yeah. That's great. Half PPR, pick 2. Mike Williams, A.J. Brown, or Damien Harris. Go A.J. Brown and Damien Harris. Or, I'm sorry, A.J. Brown and Mike Williams. If A.J. Brown's a go, Diego, you go A.J. Brown. That's pretty easy to me. As long as you don't hear like he's going to be a decoy or something crazy like that. Rate my team. Daniel Jones. I don't like that part already, Rodney, but Henry. He's playing okay, though. Henry. Davis. I assume that's Mike Davis. Adams, Metcalf, Pitts, Sutton. Bench, Javonte. Adams, Metcalf, Pitts, I like a lot. Henry, I like a lot. You got a good squad. I mean, it's a good squad. You need Javonte to step in. If Javonte steps in, or let's say Jeff Wilson steps in, or A-Rob steps up, I like A-Rob a lot. Try and trade A-Rob and Mike Davis if Mike Davis has a good game, or just try and trade ahead of time Mike Davis and A-Rob for like a Clyde, or, you know, Mike Davis and A-Rob for, I mean, you can maybe get Hopkins for that. If A-Rob were to go nuts, and let's say Hopkins had a bad game. People are weird about Hopkins. I've seen Hopkins go for so little. It's so weird. DK would have been a guy, but DK's back, and the window for that's closing. Team is Dak, Brady, Mixon, Taylor. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Joe. I don't know if that's new. And real quickly, let me go back to that one. I want to help you a little bit more. Javonte Pollard. Is it Rodney? Rodney. Oh, you already have Metcalf. Sorry. So you have Henry, Adams, Metcalf, Pitts. Javonte goes nuts, or A-Rob. If Javonte goes nuts, you could just put him in your lineup. But A-Rob and Mike Davis, or trade up Daniel Jones using A-Rob. Try and get Josh Allen for Daniel Jones and A-Rob. That's what I would do right now. That's what I'd do right this second. I like that idea. Team is Dak, Brady, Mixon, Taylor, Jacobs, Javonte, Pollard, P. Ryan, Tyreek, Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, Boyd, AB, Gronk, Cook, 3 and 1. Trade ideas. Dak, Brady. Is this a super flex league? I don't know if it is or not. I don't see it anywhere. But Dak and Brady, if not, you trade one of those quarterbacks. Maybe somebody just lost, you know, the guy that lost Russell Wilson. Maybe he doesn't have a good quarterback. So try and trade one of those quarterbacks, unless it's a 2 QB league. Mixon, God, I wish you would have sold him earlier. He's been a real big sell high for me. Taylor, Jacobs. Hopefully Jacobs has a big game. I mean, I'd try and sell Mixon and Boyd. Mixon, if AB goes nuts, you could trade AB. Try and upgrade into... I wonder if you could trade Mixon for Gibson right now. I mean, it's a risk for a risk. But Mixon's, I don't know. I worry a little bit more about Mixon than I do Gibson right now. But Gibson could be out too. Just depends on that injury, how severe it really is. We don't really know. Joe traded Hunt, Kittle, Woods for Cook and A.J. Brown and Pitts. Hunt, Kittle, Woods. Man, you crushed it. Give me the Cook, A.J. Brown and Pitts side. That's insane. Gotta be kidding me. Half PPR, pick 2. Thank you for the super chat. Mike Williams, A.J. Brown, or Damien Harris. Also Herbert or Kirk. I think I already got to this question. But yeah, Mike Williams and A.J. Brown, pretty easy one for me. Scott, remember me, bro. Shout out you $22 to keep your laptops on. Scott, this is remember me. Refresh my memory of what you're reminding me exactly of, Scott, because I appreciate your super chats. I've seen you in here for sure, but what was it that you're specifically reminding me on? $22 to keep your laptops on. What's that mean? What's that mean? I'm feeling a little slow tonight. Smitty, serving it up live for your enjoyment. Thank you, Captain Spock. Captain Spock's the man. I think I'm caught up on the super chat. So back, if I missed you, please let me know. Rock Out says voicemail. Okay, sorry, Rock Out. I'm going. Rock Out. Here we go. Rock Out.
Hey, Smitty. Zeke and Pollard or Zeke and Samaje Perine? Let me know.
I mean, that's a tough one. I go Pollard. I'm afraid that I feel like if Zeke goes nuts and has a good game, Pollard's still going to get you like 5 or 6 points. Perine could get nothing, and maybe Evans gets all the work. Chris Evans could be the backup running back. We don't really know for sure.
Hey, Smitty, would you trade Corey Davis and Michael Carter for A-Rob? Full PPR.
I would take A-Rob. I take A-Rob on the bet that this guy bounces back.
Hey, Smitty, I also asked Herbert or Brady.
Herbert for... there's that Browns matchup. Herbert or Brady? Probably Brady. Against Miami. The thing is, you think these are going to go a certain way, and then you think, oh, the matchup's too good, and then they don't end up. What are the Dolphins against the pass? Let's go off just yardage. Dolphins are against the pass. The Dolphins are actually right middle of the pack, but that's fine. For Brady, that's fine. Middle of the pack is fine. 1,006 yards, so 1,006. Divide that by 1,006 divided by 4 is exactly 251.5 yards. That's enough for Brady to do a ton of damage. On top of that, Miami gives up 7 TDs. I mean, there's teams that have given up 11 and 10 and 9. So 7's not crazy, but I mean, it's like 1.75, whatever. I'm going Brady. I want to go Herbert, but I got to use my brain on this one. The next pet I get, I'm naming Smitty. Doobie, that's one of the greatest honors of my life, to be quite frank. Rodney, I might be able to get Hurts. Allen, owner will not trade him. I go with Hurts, but I forget what the deal was. But yeah, I mean, A-Rob, I think it was A-Rob. I'd trade A-Rob for Hurts in your situation. I would do that instead of going with Daniel Jones. I would do that. I would do that, Rodney. I would do that. Stash Madison or A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dills. Is that the new nickname, or did you just spell that wrong? AJ Dills, I like it. AJ Dills or Madison or Maddie? Maddie or AJ Dills? Madison, man. I mean, he's gonna maybe start this week. I guess if Cook came back, I would probably be more on the fence because I love Dillon too. Dillon's a top 10 running back if he gets into that lineup, as is Madison. But Madison's currently in, so give me Madison. Give me Alexander Matt. Give me Alexander Matty over Dilly. Dilly. AJ Dilly. Scott says, I meant to send you $22 on the super chat today to keep your laptops on. LOL. It was a joke. Just hoping you remember my name, bro. No, I do remember you, Scott. I guess I just didn't remember that joke. But I appreciate you dropping the super chat, whatever the amount is, Scott. And Scott, let's think of a different way. I think the problem is avatars. When I see avatars, I remember visually more, so like I see a lot of Scotts. So sometimes it's hard for me to Fonte. Let's see. We'll call you the Scott the, I don't know. Somebody give Scott a nickname. I appreciate you, Scott. I do remember you. Sometimes I don't remember the details of something. Because I get a lot that gets thrown at me, man. I know people think I have a horrible memory. It's not that. I have a really good memory with certain things. But if you guys knew how, and I'm not trying to complain. I have the best job in the world. But if you guys knew how much information, how much oversensitized content just comes flowing at me from all of these people, comments, like you can't retain any of it. If I tried to hold these things, I would be brain dead and I wouldn't be able to think or hold any other information. Your brain can only hold so much. So a lot of times I forget some of these little details, but I remember avatars more than anything. But traded Gibby and CP for D-Hop and Carson. Who are we talking about? CP? Who are you calling CP? Who's CP? Somebody give me a clue here. Cordero Patterson? It's got to be Patterson, right? I mean, I know some people call it Cordero Patterson CP. I see C Pat more, but I think you're calling Cordero Patterson. Okay, Patterson. So Gibson and Patterson for Hopkins and Carson. I'm gonna go Hopkins, buddy. And Carson, like, as much as he's trash right now in everyone's mind, he's still, when he comes back, he still could be a good bargaining chip, a trading chip. So I'd probably go with that Hopkins side. Clinton Portis. That's where my mind went, Sonny. I'm old enough to have played when Clinton Portis was in there. So like CP. Chris Paul, yeah, and CP, it said CP4, but he was saying number 4, the trade 4. And so, like, my mind was going, Chris Paul? What? Chris Paul? Sent a super chat explaining how I got the players before A-Rob. Okay. Let me go find it. I don't know why I didn't see it. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Rock Out, Captain. Scott Fontes, thank you, Fontes. Appreciate you, Joe. King, did I miss King's explanation? I'm looking for it, King. I don't see the explanation, King, but I'm gonna go looking for your Instagram message. That's for sure. Hopefully you can explain it there. I don't see it, King. All right. Okay.
Rate this trade. I trade Cordero Patterson for an injured Joe Mixon. Nice.
Cordero Patterson for Joe Mixon. Scotty Doo. My nickname is Scotty Doo. Okay, Scotty. Scotty Doo. Scotty Doo Fontes. I'm going to try to remember that. I'm going to say I like the Joe Mixon side. You said Joe Mixon?
Rate this trade. I trade Cordero Patterson for an injured Joe Mixon.
I like Joe Mixon because he's probably still going to come back, bro. So that was a good move. I'm really thinking that was a pretty solid swap for you. Going to the voicemails. Scott Munoz. Gotcha. I heard you. Thank you, Munoz.
Hey, Smitty. This is Scott Fonts here. October 8th.
Scott.
Sent you the super chat on your live stream about the
laptops.
The Diggs and Gainwell for the Monty and Pollard trade. He said it was a good trade. But yeah, it was crazy. My league was, not too happy. I'm the commissioner in that league, so they thought I was boosting my team or whatever. But in reality, we both know that the running back position is pretty scarce. It becomes scarce in a 12-man league.
Let me pause it for a second. First of all, Scott, of course you're boosting your team. Who makes it? Raise your hand if you're in the chat. You can put a little thumb emoji, hand up. If you do a trade that's even, like if your job in a trade is to not boost your team, raise your hand. If you're okay with not boosting your team, like I'm just gonna do an even Steven trade. Like who's here doing that? Okay, so first of all, there's that.
Your feedback on that.
Don't apologize for winning a trade, okay, Scott? Don't apologize for getting Diggs for Monty, and nobody should be stepping in and stopping that kind of trade. We play to win the game.
I just wanted to hear one more thought from you to see if it was a fair trade across the board. I think my league mates just don't really see the outside the box of how important running backs are. You know what I mean? So let me know, man. Hopefully you get this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I can do about it, Scott, but I can certainly tell you that you can send them my way to listen to what I'm saying. But and this is 1 hour and 22 minutes into it. David Montgomery and Diggs was not a crazy trade at the time when Monty was on the field and not hurt. Now, if he was injured, I can understand them being upset, but I don't roll with vetoes in my trade. So I don't veto anything unless it's collusion, and taking advantage of somebody isn't collusion. Taking advantage of somebody, that's trading. But every league's different, and to be honest, Scott, I don't mean to put it back on you or anything, but if your league doesn't have clear veto rules, you got to put those in there to protect you as a commissioner. You got to say, hey, 8 votes out of 12 are required to overturn a trade, plain and simple, black and white. That's how it is. It is what it is. Like, plain and simple, but don't veto unless it's collusion or completely destroying the league. And you'll be hard-pressed to get 8 or 9 people that care. And therefore, your veto process is kind of protecting you into, like, people just being frivolous about it. And if it's so bad it's going to ruin the league, you will get 8 people that will vote. They'll get together. They'll DM each other. And, if someone DM'd me and said, hey, let's squash this Monty for Diggs trade, and let's say Monty wasn't hurt, I wouldn't let anybody talk me into making a veto vote. Let's get together and stop a guy from making a good trade. So I don't know that you're going to find 8 people that are going to come together and do that, but you have to have that mapped out. You have to have a process in place. You can't put this all on the commissioner. And then if the commissioner is involved in a trade like you, Scott, and if you don't have a very clear black and white veto process, completely clear, self-automated, like you don't have to do a thing, then it does kind of come down to the commissioner needing to make sure that's there, or you end up getting in trouble because now you're using your judgment with your trade and deciding when to overturn stuff and when not to, so it becomes risky. But I'll tell you, it's not at the time it wasn't a bad trade. Deontay or AJ Brown? Give me AJ Brown. Give me AJ Brown, who's actually still right here. I left AJ Brown there the whole time. He practiced today, or practiced again on Thursday. He's looking pretty decent. to play. Decent chance to play. Scott says, my nickname is Scotty Doo since 8th grade. All right, Scotty Doo. That's what we're going to call you from now on, Scotty Doo. I never had to veto a trade, says Doobie. I mean, look at his avatar. He's laid back. He doesn't veto trades. Mike P says, King said Damien Williams or Damien Harris. This week I'm going to go, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Damien Harris or Damien. You guys, what are we going to do? Let's help King out on this one. Damien Harris or Damien Williams? Who you starting in week 5? Let's help him out. If you guys could drop that in the chat, I appreciate it. His nickname is Scotty Doo times 2, meaning Scotty Doo Doo. Scotty Doo Doo? Is that what he is? That what, did I mistaken that? I like it though, Scotty Doo Doo. I'm okay with that. Scotty Doo Doo. Scotty Doo. I mean, Scotty Doo Doo, you could just change to Scotty Deuce. Deuce. I wouldn't mind. You know, if I was in high school, I'd make sure my nickname resonated. Like Smitty the Deuce, you know. Smitty the Upper Decker. It'd be a longer nickname than my actual name. I want my nickname to be long. It'd be like Smitty the Deuce Maker. I make sure my nickname rang through the halls of high school. You know, Damien Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Smitty the Deuce Maker. It would resonate through the halls for 100 years. Start 2: McKissick, Gibson, Javonte Williams, or Gainwell. I mean, if Gibson's a go, I put Gibson in there. And then, I don't know. I mean, you could almost start McKissick and Gibson, but I'd probably try and go with Javonte and Gibson. But Alex, that's tough, man. You're in a pickle there. You're in a pickle there, Alex. Alex the Deuce. Everyone's nickname is gonna be the Deuce. Kevin the Deuce says CeeDee Lamb is going to drop 25 on the Giants. CeeDee Lamb's going to have a $110 and 2 scores. Chew on that, all you CeeDee Lamb doubters. What are we doing, CeeDee Lamb? What do we do with CeeDee Lamb? Do we start him this week when he drops 110 and 2? Or do we put him on the bench? Hey, Smitty, just hey. What's up, Colin? All right, I'm going to handle a few more voicemails, and then we might call it a night. Let's see if my YouTube members... Nope, nobody's dropping messages in the YouTube exclusive chat. Again, if you're in Arizona, DM me on Instagram. I want to know. We're going to create a little Arizona clan. Connor...
Rate this trade.
I already got Connor. So that was the Mixon one. I think we're good. I think we're caught up on voicemails. Not a lot of voicemails tonight, guys. Scotty the Deuce. I'm already re-nicknaming you, Scotty. I don't know if you mind that or not, but Scotty Doo Doo. Scotty the Deuce. I feel like that graduates like 8th grade. Scotty Doo Doo. Oh, that's offensive. LOL. Everyone knew me. Scotty, appreciate you. I'd welcome any of those nicknames. I'm fine with it. But Scotty Doo, appreciate you. Oh, that rhymes. Scotty Doo, I appreciate you. PSA, if you're enjoying talking football, then join us over on the Discord. This is great advice by Doobie. Does anybody want to do a quick little draft? Let's go ahead and open up. Let's do a quick little draft. I'm going to go over to Underdog Fantasy, and I'm going to drop the link in here. You've got to use my link. You've got to use my link. If you don't use my link, it doesn't count. Okay? So here we go. I'm dropping it in the chat right now. I'm going to drop the link. Underdog Fantasy. We're going to do a draft, and we're doing it live. Let's see here. Scott, I want to. He won't do it, Scott. I've tried. Try and get him to box me for charity. I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. All right, so go to this link right here. We're gonna do a draft right now. I'm gonna sign in here. We're doing a draft. Let me go ahead and screen share. There we go. We're gonna do it live. Scotty wants to know when I'm boxing the council. I mean, whenever he's ready, whenever he's willing to accept. He runs away though. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want any of this smoke, bro. Do it for charity. Higgins, Damien Williams, or Javonte Smith. Give me Javonte Smith, but Damien Williams is kind of safer, I suppose. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into NFL Sunday $5 Battle Royale. Okay, we're going into this puppy right here. Who's ready? Is everybody ready? Let me know when you're ready. I'm not clicking on it until we're ready. We're going to go in together. So let me know when you've used the link. It's pinned in the chat. You got to make sure you deposit and use that link. I'm going to wait until you guys select the link. Make your deposit. I want to know. Let me know when you're in. But we're going to go into the Battle Royale Week 5, but you have to use the link I have pinned in the chat. Or go to smitty1.com and click on the Underdog banner and go through that link. Higgins, Damien Williams, or Javonte Smith. Again, I go Javonte Smith. I had a choice between Damien Williams or Alex Collins on waivers. Took Damien. Collins didn't show much on Thursday night. Yeah. All right, who's ready to go into this $5 Battle Royale Week 5 only Sunday 10 a.m. games matchup? Who's ready to rumble? All you got to do is go to the link that you can go to this link right here. I need to put this on screen too. Go to smitty1.com. Go to smitty1.com. Go to smitty1.com and get in. Starting Damien Williams over Gibson this week. I don't blame you, Doobie. I mean, I would go Gibby if he's, a go. All right, who's ready? Who's ready? All right, I'm going to go into this Battle Royale Week 5. $5 entry. Those prizes. Look at those prizes. 13K. No, 60K. What? You will be entered into this draft. $5. Unfortunately, we do not offer contests in... What? Where does it think I am? That's not my zip code. Hold on. I'm in Arizona now. I finally get a chance to do these. Good God. Okay, let's go in a new window here. Underdog Fantasy. Sign in. Allow. Yes. Please take my location. Okay, let's go back. Battle Royale. Enter the contest. Look at this. $60K in prizes. And this is going to be, if you guys want to join me, click on it right now. Battle Royale, week 5. First place gets $12,000. This is going to be fun. 1 QB, 2 wide receivers, one running back. Let's go. Let's rock. I'm not an 86322. Mid-season best ball, 100K in prizes. Let's see if this will let me. Oh my God. Well, it looks like we're not doing this tonight. I tried. Oh man. That's not my zip code. It's not even the same state. All right. I'm out of here for tonight. I'm tired. We're gonna do it right. Do it live tomorrow night. I may or may not get out of the studio. I might try and every once in a while I just need to get out of the studio. I think tomorrow night I might go to the streets and do the live stream from my cell. You know, out on the streets. Maybe not on a scooter. I don't know, but I do want to get out. I think I've just been cooped up in here for too long. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for joining me for another amazing episode of the Fantasy Football Show. You are the people. You guys make the show, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for all the super chats. If for any reason you super chat on the way out, just DM me on Instagram, and I will hook you up with an answer. Fix your posture, Smitty. I'm slouching over. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Talk to you tomorrow, midnight Eastern tomorrow night, every Friday and Saturday night. For those that don't know, this is my live stream schedule right here. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday and Thursday. Midnight Eastern Friday, midnight Eastern Saturday, and the whole hour before morning kickoff on Instagram at the Fantasy Football Show. Later. Later, Blackbeard. Later, Joel. Later, Rod. Later, Doobie. Omar. Nelly. Jason E111. Later, Jason P. Joel A. Landon. What's up, Landon? Doobie Snacks. My forum mod. Get over to smitty1.com and click the Discord button. Kevin. Jason. Regular Jason. Jack. Media Group. Cliff. Ron. Kevin. Johnny. Thank you for the super chats too, Johnny. Cliff. Agarawala. I don't know how to say your name. Parker, Renfro, Claypool, Javonte, and P. Ryan. Choose one. I'm going to go with Renfro safe. Javonte's higher risk, higher reward. Chew on that. Did I get to this one? I don't know if I got to the super chat. Yeah, I did. Thank you for the super chat, Vex. Thank you, Cliff. It's the longest goodbye ever. Colin, thank you, Colin. Lat Murray or Michael Carter, give me Lat Murray. Safe touchdowns there. JEJ315. Appreciate you. Scott, thanks again for the super chat. Scotty Do. Scotty, did you not like Scotty the Deuce? I didn't want to call you that if you didn't like it. Mitchell. Jared Cook. Evan Ingram. Max Williams. Give me Cook, I suppose. Cliff, everybody, Scott, Jason. All right, I'm out of here. Later. Appreciate all of you. Peace out. Hit the like button on your way out, Colin says. And don't forget to ask a question. I'm going to get the next hour or so. I'm going to be ripping if I missed it. And I'm going to go back to last night's video too.